Hi everybody, I'm back with my second conversation in the series, I'm Glad You Asked, and we're here with Renee Sullivan. She is a mom of a 9-year-old, and today we're talking about allergies. And the unique situation is Renee suffered from them as a child and also has a son with severe allergies. So October's Severe Allergy Awareness Month, so it's time to get aware for us and our friends. So Renee, tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up for you having severe allergies.
So yeah, I was diagnosed at 4, and back then nobody else knew anything about allergies. So it was the land before EpiPens, the land before carrying anything, the land before people being mindful around it. So it was tough in the beginning because there was bullying with it, and oh, here's the peanut butter sandwich, and a lot of ostracization with it because it was challenging, but manageable. I'm still here. I'm still alive.
So you had your son, and you immediately got him tested. And what are his allergies that he's working with now?
Yes, so he was tested at 9 months.
Okay.
So we tested him pretty early on, and he deals with tree nuts, peanuts, soy, and egg.
Okay.
So definitely a lot, but most of the time manageable just because I've had the history of dealing with it, so trying to be a little bit proactive in some of the interactions that we have.
So that's what we want to talk about here. So I know professionally you run the moms groups, and these are lifestyle coaching, parenting coaching. You have all of these personal conversations, and since you can't get to everyone in person, we're going to have this conversation via YouTube and video. So let's talk about the mom-to-mom interaction. What do you wish that moms would know? We're going to get to these questions. So first of all, I invite your son over to a play date, and what do I need to know to make sure I'm keeping him safe and making the play date fun?
Right. So yeah, play dates are probably one of the more anxiety-provoking, stressful situations for a mother who is protecting a child with food allergies. So for me, I ideally not the host to have so much stress.
Okay.
Because I've grown up with it and knowing that. So typically for a host to feel comfortable with, it's okay that I'm bringing my own snacks. It's one of those easiest things that we can protect ourselves.
Okay.
Is we will come without, not that your food is not great, we love your food, but it's just simple for us not to be stressed about that. So that's one. The other thing is different parents handle it differently, but I feel your children should be able to eat what they feel like eating. So if your child were to eat a peanut butter sandwich before my son came over, ideally we would just request for you to have your child wash their hands.
Okay.
And that usually protects 99% of it. It's sort of like not having the conversations is where the biggest slip-ups, where the mom who has the food allergy is like, oh my goodness, the child needs to be protected, and then you're like trying to make everything perfect. But in living with it now for almost 40 years myself, there are so many permutations, and I believe that should be on the mom with the food allergies of sharing with, okay, this is the best way for our protecting.
So the same thing with birthday parties. We want, I'm sure that everybody wants to invite your son to the birthday party, but that has got to be a loaded celebration where there's a lot of group food. What's the best solution there?
Yeah, just being mindful about it. That being said, we are there to celebrate the other child's birthday. So I do take an approach that we live in the real world. Again, it would be nice to have us all with allergies and bubbles and to be, all the peanut plants and tree nut plants to be gone, but that's not the world we live in, so we need to incorporate. So typically, I'll just bring my son's own snacks to the party.
Okay.
The most dangerous part of a party, I find, is when the cake comes out of the cupcakes, the frosting on the cupcakes is made with egg.
Okay.
And once the kids have the cupcakes with the
All over
frosting,
their fingers.
right. So our departure time is right while the kids are devouring the cake. That's when we leave.
That is such a good tip.
Yeah, it just makes it easier because let the kid whose birthday it is celebrate, and it's really his celebration, and we need to figure out how.
Plus, things always get wild right around.
Oh
by the
my
time
goodness!
The cake is served. So that's the perfect time to get out. So let's talk about some of the less caring things that people have said. What do you wish that moms would kind of filter, or parents in general would kind of filter through their head before they said to you?
Right. There's a lot. Luckily, I think in 2015 there is a lot more awareness.
Right. No one thinks you're making it up anymore.
Right. We've
Like,
gotten past that.
I mean,
because-
I know we all have that grandparent out there, and they're like, we never had allergies back when I was a kid. You're just too sensitive, but it's real. I mean,
Right.
these people are not realizing that kids can be hospitalized. It is a life-threatening situation. So, I mean, what do you wish people would kind of filter before they said it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, anything from, oh, why can't he just take a pill? Or why is there something wrong with him? Or, why, did this happen? He looks perfectly normal otherwise. And I'm like, he is perfectly normal otherwise. But it's hard. I mean, I think even the experts don't really understand allergies. I mean, just when you and I had children, the recommendation was to keep them away from all of this, the tree nuts, the peanuts. And then all of a sudden, about a year ago, the recommendation changed that, oh no, we got it wrong. Actually supposed to give them the peanuts and tree nuts earlier. So I think it's a mystery even to the scientists, the experts, of why it's so on the rise. Each, kindergarten class has at least 30-40% of children
I know,
with
our
severe
class
allergies.
definitely has, and we get the note at the beginning of the year. So, Renee, tell me what you would advise the new mom, the new dad who just gets a diagnosis. There's going to be an EpiPen in your life is changing, and they just feel that overwhelm of fear. What do you advise them?
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be okay. People can have awesomely amazing lives and figure out how to navigate it. And it's a lot in the beginning. So it's very overwhelming, especially if you don't know anybody who has allergies, if you've had negative experiences with other people who have had allergies, and just finding the support and finding another mom who has gone through it. Talking to people, signing up for the Food Allergy Network is a fabulous resource to get the alerts and recalls that are out. But in my experience, it has been okay. I mean, it's definitely challenging. There's a lot. It takes over every single last thing of your life. It's not just about the food. It's about being around nuts. It's about dealing with air quality. The nut vendors all around New York City actually are major challenges. So it can be a lot in the beginning, but each day that you learn how to navigate it, you have another day under your belt. And then it gets easier and easier.
I love that. And so one last thing, quickly, so what is I always look for the silver lining and I always like to end with a positive note. Is there something positive that's come out of this experience of your own and then of your son's allergies?
Right. So yeah, I mean, mostly a couple different things. One, I think it raises your observation level. It raises your awareness. So I find when I was growing up, as well as seeing my son, he's almost 10 now, he's just so observant and mindful of everything because he has to be to protect himself in his own environment. So that's a great skill to have picked up. Also, we're very healthy because we have to be. You know, we can't have any I like that food, I want to eat it right away. We have to read the ingredients first. So it actually is a healthy thing that you can't binge eat or do anything. You have to be like, oh, those cookies look good, but let me see what the ingredients are. And cooking. My son and I really got involved with doing a lot of making our own ice cream, making our own bread. It's like a little Amish kitchen we had going on here, making everything ourselves. So yeah, and the other thing, which was a byproduct that I didn't notice when I had the allergies, but I see it with my son, is I think right now it's so hard that kids always want to fit in. And from the time he was 1 year old and then growing up 2, 3, 4, he knew that he can fit in, but he was also very, very different. And it's been a huge positive that he acknowledges that I don't have to always fit in. And that is paying dividends now as he approaches the tween years and teen years of being, it's okay to be different. And the individuality and the uniqueness of it has played out in other domains in his life.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for chatting with me today. We are going to list some resources for parents who have new diagnosis in the comments section. And again, if there's another topic that you all want us to tackle on, I'm glad you asked, please let me know. We have some juicy topics that we'll be talking about very soon. And we'll also list information about where you can find out more about Renee and her groups. So thank you so much. And the more information people have, the better off they are.
Exactly. I agree.